Hey, what's up, peoples? Grace and peace. My name is Adam the Beginning. I am an MC, and I am going to be talking about my addiction to porn. Started as a child with these L magazines, and it started off with just like looking at the women with the bathing suits on. It progressed to me going inside like grocery stores and like ripping some of the pages out and stuffing them in my pants so I could bring home for later. That's pretty much how it started, and it just progressed from there. Well, it went from the women in bathing suits not being enough to actually looking at images of naked women. The naked women images stopped being enough, so then it progressed to video of naked women. Then it progressed to strip clubs, but that got expensive. And I'm still kicking the habit. It's a daily struggle. But I do pray, ask Jesus to help me with it. Through God's grace, I'm able to resist the temptation when it comes. Well, I always kind of knew it was wrong, so I always had that feeling that I probably shouldn't be doing this. Well, I decided to finally like give my life to the Lord, stop running away, stop fighting it, and just really like I just decided I really need to get my life together. Things are not going well. Jesus is knocking on the door. I'm gonna let him in, and so that was one of the things I had to clean up. But it was one of the things that was the hardest to get rid of because it was so much a part of my life for so long. It has affected me in relationships because I prefer a certain type of woman, and when I'm in a relationship with someone who doesn't fit that prototype that I have, I compare her to different porn stars. I compare her to various images of the naked women that I've seen. And it's not fair to her because like she will never be able to fulfill that fantasy. It affected my ability to look at a woman as if she's a woman. By looking at pornography, it causes you to look at women as if they're objects. It's not a woman. This is just an object. So it's easy to go to the strip club and just objectify her. Well, this is not a woman. She doesn't have a name. She's just candy swinging on a pole who is helping me to fulfill this lustful desire that I have right now. I would say, don't look in the magazine, sir. I would tell my younger self that what you're looking for, the void that you're trying to fill, is not there. Because also I had a lot of self-esteem issues as a child. I was short. I stuttered. I was poor. But looking at porn gave me power. It gave me a sense of even though this woman on this page doesn't know me and is not responding to anything I'm doing, it's giving me the power and the satisfaction of knowing that this woman likes me, this beautiful woman likes me. I think it promotes negative because if the person that you're with doesn't like that type of stuff, that is your fantasy, then your perception of that person changes, and you're trying to make that person be something that they're not. And you can end up like leaving the best relationship you've ever had to seek out a fantasy. I was just going to write a piece on just the struggles of being a Christian and to live a righteous life. But then as I started, God told me that, no, I want you to talk about your issues with pornography. And I'm like, man, that's too personal. I can't be telling people, I can't be putting my business out in the streets like that. It's like, no, this needs to happen because this is something that I need you to do. It's like, to know that you're not alone, because since pornography is a private, it's something that you can be addicted to privately and nobody ever know. Like you can be addicted to it for years and nobody ever know. But what I want them to know is that you are not alone. So don't ever feel as though you are alone in your addiction. Talk to somebody that you can trust. What's up, people's grace and peace? I'm Adam the Beginning. I am an MC, and I want to talk about my addiction to porn. I am a Christian, and I wear my Christianity on my sleeve, but I dare not do it as the Pharisees and the Sadducees. See, I understand that I am the only Christ that some people will ever see. Naturally, I understand that I am the only Bible that some people will ever read. And for every word that I have spoken that God helped me birth, I understand that I am the only words that some people will ever hear coming from the church. And as my light begins to shine in the light more publicly, that means I cannot afford my flesh to rebel privately. And this is where my struggle begins. Being light in dark places, where do what thou wilt has become society's creed. It's all about self. It is all about me. Our entire society promotes misogyny, but they just disguise it in the industry called pornography. And for some reason, this industry is so attractive to me. I can't seem to go on the internet without some image of some woman's breast popping out. And I just gotta click on that link so I can see what that's about. One link leads to another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. Down the rabbit hole I go, into a spiral similar to my hand, because now I have a plan to place my hand down my pants and masturbate until I ejaculate. Wait, I think I'm getting too personal. But then again, I only semi-apologize if this is making you uncomfortable, because I'm speaking to the spirit of pornography right now, because I gotta confront you. When I'm looking at porn and doing my transaction, Jesus always seemed to catch me in the action. He taps me on the shoulder and he says, you know you sinning, right? He says, when you got saved, you know all that stuff was supposed to be for sucking. I said, hold up, Lord, I'm not really having sex. I'm just looking. But wherever my eyes go, my mind seems to follow. My heart then falls in line and I begin to act out the things that I've seen with my own eyes. When in public, I wear a disguise. I do not talk about my addiction to porn, maybe because I am embarrassed, or maybe it is because of my pride. But then Jesus gave me this fact. He said, if you look upon a woman and lust after her, you've already committed the act. So this is the only logical conclusion that I can draw from that I've already cheated, fornicated, and committed adultery every single time I fixated my eyes on pornography. Man, that means I need to go back and apologize. But no matter how hard I try, I just cannot seem to shake this. And Jesus said, that's because you're trying to do it in your own strength. 40 minus 1 lashes I took up on my back, and your addiction to pornography was included in that. These stripes mean you are free. So there's no need for you to be addicted. Noted. But this industry is so bloated. Husbands disrespect and or leave their wives, because in his eyes, she will never be what the woman on the screen is. Her breast is not as big. The booty and hips are not as thick. So he's no longer satisfied with his own spouse, so he begins to take matters into his own hands. And that's just the surface. I'm racking up debt, because pornography, it ain't cheap. Get the fastest and the best internet. Set up the webcam. Call a chat line. I need some chick to have phone sex with me. I am so deep and I'm only getting deeper. Looking at the underside of the surface of the water, all I'm getting is a blurry picture. But what do I see reaching down in the deep? It is Christ's nail scar hand reaching down to save me, to pull me up back to the surface. He saves me and he tells me something that I now relate to you. Pornography is evil. And it hates you. It does not care about the lives it destroys. It doesn't care that it causes human beings to look at other human beings as toys to play with while they play with themselves. After they have satisfied themselves, they put that toy, a toy, back on the shelves, then on to the next high. Using porn to fill a void instead of filling the void with the Most High, God. See, this is my struggle. Porn is my addiction. It is my affliction. But I know that through Christ all things can be overcome. And my hope is that God's will be done in my life, because I really do want to be used as a light to shine in dark places. Right? Like my heart. That Jesus came in and he cleaned everything up. So now I'm no longer in the dark. And that's why I am redeemed. And I am free. And that's why I can stand before you and say that I am a Christian. See, my past means that I can't judge. I've experienced God's grace firsthand, so that means that I walk in love. He's freed me from my addiction. And I want you to be free too. And I just pray that my struggle has somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion been able to help you. Grace and peace.